nights ago, Donald Trump and I had our debate. You watched it? Did you watch it?
I don't like clowns.
Let's see what we have here today.
Mr. Bigglesworth gets upset.
We've lost a whole bunch of cats. There was a van pulled over that had over 100 cats in it with the Haitians. They said they was eating them.
Actually?
Yeah.
Not fake news.
Not fake news.
So a van was collecting cats and eating them.
I watched it happen, yeah. Watched them get pulled over with the cats and admit to the police that they was eating them.
You're not joshing with me.
No, I'm almost 50 years old, buddy. I don't, no.
Other cats, we've got to save that cat.
No, I've seen, the only thing I've seen, I did see a pig's head laying down in Snyder Park.
You saw a pig's head?
A pig's head.
Like it had been cut off? Or?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't really see that every day, do you?
No, you don't. It's kind of surprising.
Wow.
But then our city wants to pass it off as cult stuff.
As cult stuff?
Yeah.
My father immigrated from Haiti to the United States in the late 60s as a teenager, and I want to talk about these recent comments about the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. First, I want to say my father and I are now estranged, but I did know him in my very, very young years, and when he immigrated, he was one person, and they weren't sending, thousands of Haitians in one area. He wasn't eating people's pets and he didn't practice voodoo, but he did say that most of the island, the majority of the island, does practice voodoo. The reason they eat cats is for two reasons. Number one is survival.
Not even a hot pocket? An Eggo? No, we don't gnaw on our kitty. Leave Minnie Mr. Bigglesworth alone. Just love him, stroke him.
This is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. You can't just go to a food bank like you can here, or just go to McDonald's and get some free or cheap food. Second, they do animal sacrifices for their religion, voodoo. It's not racist to acknowledge that this is a problem. It's not racist to talk about these things that are happening. This is not just white Americans saying this is black Americans. You can look at the people in Springfield, Ohio saying that this is happening. Y'all just want to joke about Trump and say that he's crazy for saying that this is happening instead of actually checking at all to see if this is happening. You want to make jokes about these things. Well, what if it were happening to you and your community?
Cats. Yes, cats. Good.
Vice President Kamala Harris insists there should be a third presidential debate.
2 nights ago, Donald Trump and I had our debate. You watched it? Did you watch it? And look, I believe we owe it to have another debate. Right? We owe it to the voters.
Had your chance and you blew it.
But former President Trump says he is done debating.
When a prize fighter loses a fight, you've seen a lot of fights, right? The first words out of that fighter's mouth is, I want a rematch, I want a rematch. And that's what she said, I want a rematch. Polls clearly show that I won the debate against Comrade Kamala Harris. But she immediately called for a second debate, which means that she was like a prize fighter that lost a fight. We had 2 debates, though. I had a debate with crooked Joe Biden, right? And I had another debate with her. There will be no third debate. It's too late anyway. The voting's already begun.
I actually think they should do a full internal investigation, hire an outside law firm. I don't know how much of this was planned in advance. I don't know what they told the Harris campaign. I think that the day after suspicion here is really quite high, and I think that I think a review of all their internal texts and emails it really should be done by an independent party to find out to what extent they were planning on in effect, fact checking just one candidate and in effect rigging the outcome of this debate. And I think this situation demands nothing less than that.
And he's a Democrat.
Full DOJ investigation.
Trump trounced Joe Biden. That can never happen again. And therefore, we are going to watch Trump rallies, not both, to check one candidate.
Exactly. That's what I heard, too. So first of all, I don't blame Donald Trump. He already did the debate in June 27th. He did the one on ABC last week on the 10th. He said he'd do the Fox News debate at the beginning of September. Yep. Kamala said no, so he did a town hall with Sean Hannity instead. So he still came on. She didn't show up. So I don't blame him. He's done 2 debates already, just with 2 different candidates. And he says, I'm done. And he says his internal polling is saying that it didn't move the needle for Kamala Harris, and it did for him. So he says, I don't need to do this. But I agree with you. It was plural. David Myuu and Lindsey Davis said, we were ready to counter the candidates, plural, most egregious statements. But they didn't counter Kamala's egregious statements. Here's where she lied. She talked about the Heritage Foundation care. You know he wasn't involved in that. That was, she called it Trump's Project 2025. She said that several times. Said he supports an abortion ban. That was sent back to the states. He's not banning abortions. Ban on IVF. He knows that a lot of women rely on IVF, or men too, to start a family. He never said this. Then she said Trump's going to cut Medicare. Not true. Said that Trump supports a national sales tax. Not true. There were dozens of lies that she said, and not once was she fact-checked.
That is so well said. I mean, Todd, if you watched both candidates' debates, you would have seen Kamala give the IVF lie. You would have seen Kamala give the lie about a national abortion ban, and you would have fact-checked it. So Lindsey Davis, David Myuu, you didn't watch Kamala's debate, and if you did, you made a concerted decision not to check her.
Are these facts scaring you, or are they not?
Seriously? Why'd you turn your beard up like that? I'm not, you don't know.
Can you sit down and listen?
No.
I love you. Oakley, come here. Come here.
I love you.
It is a messed up world.